Morning, 0811. It's January 11, 2021. No kinetic this morning. It feels like it's in the 30s, but it's probably in the 20s. Probably in the 20s. Neat little skyline there. Oh man. Man, I fell asleep pretty early last night. I had a dream last night. I guess I'll put it out there. I had a dream that I was in somewhere around here in Pennsylvania. I think it was close to where my best friend, who passed away last year right around my birthday in 2019. And he didn't come to me in the dream, but some kid I met through him, he was in a dream. This kid, I think he ended up becoming a professional hockey player or something. Hey, you. And he was a goalie, small kid. Like, he was really tiny. Like, really tiny. And my mom was in the dream. I was with my mom, and then this kid ended up in the dream somehow. And I ended up with a huge pocket full of powder. Goddamn inner demons, man. But, you know, and I didn't even ask him what killed my friend, because I didn't even find out he died until after his funeral. Like, one of my best friends that I went to school with couldn't even come to the house and tell me. That's how big of a piece of shit he is. And this dude that died, he was my best friend. He was I guess he swung both ways, you know, because he had gay people living in his house at the time he died, and they were doing nothing but drugs. I couldn't hang out with them anymore. Could not hang out with them anymore. They were trying to start a barbecue business, and you know, he was the one with the money. My friend was the one with the money. And I kept telling him, dude, this dude's gonna fuck you over, dude. It's gonna fuck you over. You know, did you ever see that show? I used to watch this with my daughter's mother. It was called Power. It was that big drug dealer kingpin dude, Ghost, and how he used to talk to Jefe, dude from Colombia or wherever he was from. Well, just imagine that. That's what this dude was like he was living with. He was a black dude, and he had dudes from, I guess, whenever that hurricane hit down there in Puerto Rico, a bunch of Puerto Rican people come up here. And, you know, it was kind of a scenario like that. And my friend didn't know that the Puerto Rican kid was gay. That's how these fuckers play it off. Like, during the day, they're Rocky, and at nighttime, they're Rock Anna. It's so weird. It's so weird. But anyways, he didn't even know this dude was gay, because they would come around and, you know, they were just into drugs, you know what I mean? Drugs. Like, I used to hang out with I hung out with him one time. I spent the night at his house, and then I met that kid. Oh man, you want to talk about being gay as a $3 bill? Wow. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. He didn't hide it. And, you know, just because he was living with my friend, you know, it's like, I'm like, dude, why are you living with this person? What's going on with you, man? Because he at one time he had a girlfriend, but I guess that was just a for show for his parents. To be politically correct. How people are. They don't tell their true feelings. They hide everything. Everything's a big secret. And it was actually a couple weeks later after I spent the night at his house. He come up to my house. I had him come up, and because I used to talk to him about all the about the airplane spraying and like anti-gravity crafts and stuff like that and free energy. Because I couldn't put my finger on why the gas and electric companies deregulated. They had a monopoly for how long, and then they deregulated. And this company called Ambit Energy, they used to hey you. Oh, that lady probably thinks I was talking to her. I didn't even see her. But he used to work for Ambit. Well, not work for him. They were letting people what would you call that? Oh hell, subcontract with them and become salesmen and stuff. If you got like 10 people to sign up for their energy program, they gave you free energy. You know what I mean? So that was a kind of cool deal. I mean, I did that stuff. I got like I got 9 people within a couple weeks, and then I just seen that it was nothing but a Ponzi pyramid scheme. Because all the people that were making, if you got like, I forget how many customers it was, they paid you a couple $100, but then it went all the way up the ladder. Everybody up the ladder got it. So yeah, that was bullshit. And people, they would sign up for the service, and a week later they would cancel. So I mean, it was just a Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme, a pyramid Ponzi scheme combined. Because I said, energy's gonna be free pretty soon. What the fuck am I doing this shit? Like, I was able to see this 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and yeah, he was involved in that. He got me involved in it. He sucked me into it for a little bit. And I just realized what the hell was going on. It was a bunch of bullshit. Like, if I won, I could pay a couple dollars and get back into their business, but there ain't no point of it. There's no point of it. These people, they do nothing and they're getting paid just because, people like me are out there doing all the work for them. And I kind of lost train of thought. What I really wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, it was a dream. It was a dream. But yeah, in this dream, I ended up with a pocket full of powder. And this dude that was a professional hockey player, he went somewhere up in Saskatoon. What the hell is that called up there in Canada? Little town. Saskatoon or something like that. And he was in the dream, and I never asked him what happened to Jeremy, How'd he die? What happened? And because he died at his house. Died in his house. So I'm just wondering, because he used to smoke that, they used to get that shit, that marijuana with the vapor cartridges. And I know they were cutting the shit. It wasn't pure weed. It wasn't pure THC that they were doing it with at the time. They were cutting the shit with terpenes, and that it turns into like a vitamin E or something like that, and it's no good for the lungs. Because I remember the one time he had it, I tried it, and I says, dude, I don't like this shit, dude. There's something wrong with it. There's something wrong with it, I told him. Because I know my cannabis. I know my cannabis. I'll tell you that. You can't bullshit me with cannabis. I was good with powder too. You couldn't bullshit me with powder either. But I told him, dude, like this shit's dangerous, dude. There's something wrong with it. There's something wrong with it. Like, I would inhale it and I could it made my nose all feel fucking weird and shit. Like I could feel something sticking to it. I thought maybe it was just the resin, but no, it was oil. It was oil. And they were smoking that shit heavy. And plus on whatever other drugs they were doing. You know what I mean? And then that dude had that business shit set up with him, and you know these Puerto Ricans, I couldn't trust the sons of bitches with as far as I could throw. So you know I see a lot of shit at play, but I can't prove nothing. But this is just what I think. And yeah, that dude showed up in a dream, and I ended up giving him some powder and shit. And while he was out there smoking weed, I didn't smoke any weed, man. I don't even think I did any powder. I'm tired. I'm done with this shit. I'm done. I'm done. Get you nowhere in life but fucking misery, death, or institution. I'll never forget whenever I detoxed off of opiates. Holy shit. It wasn't the first time, but the last time was the worst time. Like I thought I was gonna die. It was that bad. And I just did it cold turkey too. Like I just stopped. I seen what was going on in the world and I just stopped. I was tired of having the pain numbed. You know, instead of learning how to cope with it. Oh, I knew how to cope with it. I just didn't want to. I did not want to. And yeah, that dude, he just showed up in my dream. And I didn't even ask him what happened to my best friend, man. That's really upsetting me because I'm sure I would have got an answer. That dude was pretty cool. He was pretty cool. He liked to play video games and shit. That was before I ever played video games. That's one of the main reasons why I ended up starting playing video games, because he had one of my buddies from high school. He was living with him too, and he has 2 kids and his daughter. They was living in his basement. Yeah, this dude, he was a Christian. He went to church and stuff, and you know he was a very respectable dude. He went to school. I met him out here through Robert Morse. We used to play poker down here in these apartments. Yeah, I was the poker king. I used to take all their money all the time. And plus, I had all the drugs too. So, yeah, what a life! What a life experience! I miss him. I cried whenever I found out he died. I cried. I was just so upset that you know nobody. I got a voicemail, and I'd never use my phone like ever. Like I'll keep it on airplane mode all the time. Like I hate it. I hate the damn phone. I'm surprised I started making YouTube videos because that's how private I used to be. I used to be so private that you know I didn't want nobody to know my business. Because that's that mentality when you're doing illegal shit. You don't want nobody to know nothing. I mean, I did my time for drugs. You know what I mean? So I don't give a shit. Anybody can hear my stories, and I don't care. But yeah, there was definitely some foul play with what was going on with that dude, my buddy that died. I believe so. I really believe so. Woke up pretty early this morning too. Once the daybreak started coming up, I seen it was nothing but this. You know, I just relaxed for a little bit. Just relaxed. Heard there's a big WikiLeaks disclosure or dump, whatever you want to call it, last night. Apparently, it's huge. Like, it's so big, it's going to take a year to read through all the stuff. Well, for me at least. There's some other people out there that I could imagine they could read super fast. Super fast. That's amazing to me. That's really amazing. It hurts my eyes to read. Like, if I start reading for a while, everything I can't see anymore. My eyes start straining. I can't stand to read. My mirror neurons, though, they work very well. That's all I know. 0827. Had some wedding soup last night. It was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. Had some spinach, some baby spinach, and some carrots with wedding soup and a couple pieces of chicken. Feel really good this morning. Feel really good. I still need to string my guitar up with them electric strings. The sound from them acoustic strings really sucks. Like, it really sucks. It's hard to play anything with them because you don't get the right sound, the right tone. And they're starting to become more pliable too. You know, they're stretching out a little bit. They're getting easier to bend. That's cool. That's really cool. But they gotta go. It hurts my picking finger to play that shit. Like, I made a mistake whenever I went to that funeral. I cut my fingernails and, oh, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. So I can't wait to see all the YouTube videos going up in the next couple days. Oh, shit. Talked to a couple people I know, my big sisters and shit. I texted them like they're my personal secretaries last night. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But it's important. I can't look into it. I can't access the internet on my cell phone, and I don't use a PC. And the PlayStation, there's no way I'm going on the internet on a PlayStation. No way. It's probably a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? But where I don't want to worry about the shit. I just want to feed my brain and gather as much knowledge and wisdom as I possibly can before I leave this physical, and take all the best memories I can with me. I've been here for trace set years, and you know, I wish this internet was around whenever I was younger. I really do. Because I definitely might have taken a different path in life. You know, I was so brainwashed to go to work. You know, I used to take so much pride in going to work. So much pride. To go get shit on every day and, you know, have money stolen off of me and taxes and stuff like that. I used to take so much pride out of that. I really did. Till I woke up. Took me a long time to wake up. Took me a real long time. How about Bob Lazar? Yeah, that dude's an interesting story there. That is an interesting story. I like the fact how he come out to the news and brought out on Pentium a few years before it ever hit the periodic table, and that shit did come out and hit the table. So I tell you what, man, that's very interesting. I was talking about the other day, I about some of the craft that I heard that people were talking about. You know, some of the craft, man, they have no controls in them. You know, there's no flight stick, no yoke, no nothing. There's nothing in it. How the hell is a craft controlled with no controls? You know what I mean? So these crafts are like living conscious beings. It's like a light beam propulsion, I could imagine, and it makes its own cells. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Who did I get that information from? David Adair or something like that? The kid that was a rocket scientist out here in Ohio whenever he was like 10 years old and shit. Yeah, that guy's pretty cool, man. He's pretty cool. He got some good stories. I think he built a what the hell was it that he built? Oh man, it was some kind of reactor to power rockets. The rockets went so fast, it was like unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And supposedly he said the military wanted the shit for first strike. You know what I mean? I think it was a particle accelerator or something like to that nature. I forget what it was exactly. But dude was definitely ahead of his time. Dude was definitely ahead of his time. I just wonder how people get involved in that shit at such a young age and have a comprehension of what the hell's going on. There's got to be something else at play. There's got to be something else at play. I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, just hearing some of his stories, you know. And he said he would touch the metal, and the metal would adhere to the heat on his hand and stuff. Like, that's super interesting right there. That's super interesting. I keep my mind open to everything. I never close it. Never close it. Alright, that's my story for this morning. I can't wait to listen to this one. Man, I gotta pee like a racehorse. Wind's blowing northwest. But I love everyone. Everyone have a good day. And I can't wait to see all the scoop that was released last night. Kind of. I really don't give a shit, but I know I'm going to end up seeing it and hearing it. So, ciao.